It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil. It's Friday, September 8th, 2023, episode 177. Take a deep breath. Happy Friday, Shelley. It's wine time.
Happy Friday.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Sorry, nothing. Our reception wine today is from New Zealand. It is a Chardonnay. We'll go ahead and show it. We already toasted and everything, but there's an interesting taste to this. However, this wine I purchased at grocery outlet we tried it out for $6. Says it's a $22 bottle of Chardonnay. So
It's nice. It actually tastes like New Zealand. It's got more acidic
that's a good thing.
than a lot of Chardonnays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Again, $6.
All the way from New Zealand.
Yeah, it's a distributor that's trying to get rid of it, I'm sure. Anyway, so there's that. All right. No rush limbo paper shuffling. Shelley brought that up. Anyway, today we are going to Canada. Even though we already have been to Canada and back, we are going to actually open two wines from Canada. One that we actually purchased from Allison. Where are their names? I have them here. Chantel, Shannon.
There we go, that's it.
And Allison. Anyway, thank you. They were at the Sobeys Liquor, $28.99 for this one. It says enjoy now through 2031.
I know, that's interesting.
It really is interesting.
It's a long life for Chardonnay.
I think
I think it was aged on oak, percent oak, so
yeah.
maybe. But in Canada, you have to go to the liquor store to
Right.
buy the provincial liquor stores to buy your liquors.
Exactly.
Wine, beers, all of that.
I said it was $28.99 at the liquor store in Kindersley.
Mm-hmm.
There's
On
a
the
20-cent
website.
deposit on it.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
Yeah, 20-cent deposit.
On the bottle.
And an exchange rate, this makes it about a $21.50 bottle of wine.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
So, that is that. Let's get into this. Shelley, do we love our Canadian wines?
Maybe not so much.
Yeah, we have not
I
had
think we're
great
getting
lunch.
better, but we always bring our own wine with us when we go across the border.
Now, notice I have the one white wine glass, so I can do a little bigger pour. Because we've got our one red glass. This is a 2021 Quails' Gate. Quails'.
It's not Quails'.
Yeah.
It's Quails.
Yeah, but there's a apostrophe of the S, so it's Quails', because you wouldn't put...
You wouldn't say Quails' though.
Well, it's either Quails' Gate or Quails' Gate
Quails.
Chardonnay 2021 from Okanagan Valley.
That's in British Columbia.
Yep. To health, I'm really actually excited for this. To health, wealth, and abundance, gratitude, romance, and...
Peace on it.
Here we go, loud.
That's loud. Not bad.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
They, what is the Jackson Triggs?
They have a lot of that.
Yeah.
But this is one of the original wineries in Okanagan.
Look at you bringing that to the table. That's what you do.
So they planted more than 30 years ago.
Wow.
Which is really that long ago.
Not
when you
really.
think of it.
No, that would be back in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting. So this actually, I'm rather pleased with, because we have not had necessarily great luck with wines from Canada. So I'm very happy about this.
This is very lemony, citrusy. It's it has stainless and neutral French oak aged. I don't taste a lot of oak on this.
Nope,
so
it's pretty
must
clean.
Not have been there very long. But
Yep, pretty clean.
A small portion of it underwent malolactic fermentation, and then also it was aged on the lees for 9 months.
So I mean, they're making it as good wineries make wine, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look. There are some shortcuts you can take that will actually affect how the wine tastes. So
definitely not overlooked at all. Really some citrus.
But didn't you say there was a neutral oak on this too?
Mm-hmm.
That just gives a little fatness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just a little weight. Not necessarily going to change the taste so
Still.
much, but
I'd be curious to taste this in 2031. I'm not sure you could lie it down that long.
yeah, that would be 10
It's
years.
good though. I like it.
What,
So good.
We I feel like we should say this. We actually took some friends. We had, when we got back in the States, a week and a half ago, we had dinner at the Floating Green with the Tebows and Judy Tebow's.
On a rainy day.
Yep, brother, a very rainy day. And then we're like, she asked if there was port. They didn't have any port, so we said we may know the place. Shelley had never been in since we recorded with Sam Lang about champagnes and fries, that episode, when they were building out Lola Wine Lounge. And remember, Sam, we got the Sangiovese from Italy, but not Chianti, in last week's episode. And so we went down there, and it was very nice.
It's lovely.
And
It's a loungy feel.
So much so. And there was
So all the wine bars and the bottle shops, they're all different around here.
which is fantastic.
So it's very fun to be able to go to different ones.
Yeah, and so we had some port. I didn't have port. I had a Bordeaux, but everybody else had a port. I did have a taste of it. It's really, really good. And that brings up another local wine bar, bottle shop, Bottle Joy. This weekend, starting today, a 3-day bash of their 1-year anniversary.
Yay, congratulations.
So cool. So big shout out. They're actually one of the sponsors on this episode. And might as well say this too, since Eternal Wine is the other sponsor. Our friends Rich and Jennifer Perry of 3D Kitchens by Design, also a sponsor. They are now a part of the Eternal Wine Club.
Yeah.
Just last weekend they were there. They sent us pictures. We posted on the Facebook page because it's very cool. So there's our shout outs. Did we give a shout out to Carrie yet?
No.
Well, you had a procedure hanging out in Spokane at a hospital, and I was just like waiting and doing some work, and this person, I struck up a conversation, and of course I asked if she liked wine. She's like, eh. But this other person leans forward and says, I do. So
But then Carrie's sister.
Carrie's sister loves wine and turned her on to the Wine Time Fridays podcast. Thank you, Carrie, and congratulations. It's their wedding anniversary today. Today.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, baby. Got you. Now, you know what, honey? I love you. Carrie's not. No, okay. Here we go. So, we move on. Before we open the red, we're starting something new today. I'm moving right along. You like
Good
that?
job, good
Thank
job.
you. The Wine Time Fridays Charity Sips, a toast to good deeds. Shelley, who is our very first toast to good deeds?
Has to do with a ship. Well, sort of. Dogsmile Adventures.
Yeah.
They take veterans and other people.
Yeah, sure. Their focus is on but go ahead.
Veterans and different types of people who may need some kind of getaway on a boat, and they go out on Lake Pend Oreille, which is very deep and big lake, and they take them out sailing. So you can get a big sailboat out there.
Yeah. When the story goes, when Shelley moved here, we went for a little trip, visited Bayview, and there was Lake Pend Oreille, nice little boat launch. Then we decided to go a little further north, so we went to Sandpoint.
Sandpoint?
Yeah,
25 miles up
yeah,
there.
and we went over the Long Bridge.
It's up there.
No, why would they
lake.
name two lakes with the same name? Well, it's the same lake. Yeah, so
It's a very big lake.
very deep, very large for sure. But what you said about the veterans, their focus is on under-resourced communities such as veterans, youth, and those facing some challenges associated with, say, addiction, domestic violence, and physical or mental disabilities. Their programs are open to anyone who believes that spending time on a sailboat will make them feel better. You have a history of being on a sailboat.
I do. We had a sailboat.
Yeah.
Out of Long Beach.
Now, you didn't necessarily love it.
Had small children at that. Small children on a sailboat is just very stressful.
Yeah, I can get that.
But the sailing was very nice.
But there's just something about it.
Stand by to come about. You're like, oh no, where are the kids?
Where's the boom? That's what I know. When it's down to come about, I was like, watch for that boom. There isn't anything really like being on the water, though. You've got just, of course, there's going to be some wind because that's what's, propelling you. Mm-hmm. But it's so peaceful just to hear the waves slap up against the boat.
Peaceful, I'm not sure.
Well, some people, it's a therapeutic. It's therapeutic sailing, and
maybe it's different on the lake than on the ocean. Probably it is.
Although, yeah.
I hear Pend Oreille can, depending on the weather, can really turn white-cappy.
Yeah, white-cappy is different than swells.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dogsmile, they live for those big teethy smiles is what they say. They, since 2021, their therapeutic sailing is actually making a difference. Here's some numbers: 781 sailing experiences and almost 3,800 hours of therapeutic sailing.
Nice.
So good for them. You can get involved, join a program. You can get your hands on the lines, immerse yourself in the sailing experience.
Or just donate money.
Or donate money, that's right. Or volunteer. So you can also gift a boat ride. So all sorts of ways you can get involved, and that is dogsmileadventures.org. The link is in the show notes, and we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to get into a wine we've had for a few years. Well, now, welcome back to Wine Time Fridays. Lucy seems to be really mellow today. We're not sure what's going on. We're about to open a wine that, when I looked at, they sent us some tasting notes, and they were reluctant. So flat out just saying they were reluctant because it's a 2014. We've had this since 2018 when we went up to Penticton. Bordertown, Living Desert Red, 2014. And here's the deal.
Another Canada wine.
This is another Canada wine, also Okanagan Valley.
Mm-hmm.
But
100% estate.
Yeah, and we'll get into the different grades because I think there are 3 of them.
There are.
But
interestingly, they said this could lie down for 8 years.
8, that's what I was going to say.
So, but would it be 8 years from the time we bought it, or 8 years from the time
it was bottled? Yeah.
So that's interesting that the other company thinks that their Chardonnay can last until 2031, and this one just 8 years.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it's a red.
You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. No, it's fine, because that was one of the things I was going to say, is they recommend you can lay it down for 8 years, which, if you do the math, this should have been opened a year ago. So it's actually good that we're opening it.
And it is a little brown on the edges.
Yep.
So they probably make it to be drank early.
This is their signature wine at Bordertown. Did I say what it was? Bordertown?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bordertown blend, right?
It's
Blend?
a red blend, yeah.
Red blend, it is 14.8% alcohol. Which is interesting.
Hashtag cheersing.
Cheersing.
Shelley tells me I don't look at the camera right now.
2.8 residual sugar. So it's got some sugar.
Well,
Lucy doesn't like it.
no, Lucy's mad we didn't pour her a glass.
Or maybe. It is nice. Very
It
nice.
is nice.
It's still a little tangy.
It's got some of what I would consider one of my very favorite varietals.
Cab Franc.
Isn't it? Like mostly Cab Franc?
It is
45-ish?
45 Cab
Okay.
Franc, 35 Malloy, and 20% Cab Sauv.
Yeah.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
This is they say this is basically a Bordeaux, their Bordeaux blend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was 12 to 18 months in French.
That's quite a bit.
So I get the herbs. They're talking about herbs on the nose. I get that. There's not a lot of big fruit, and maybe that's because it's this old and wasn't meant to be drank this old.
Yeah, like I said, they were reluctant to give me tasting notes. They're like, we would love to send you some wine. I'm like, well, we can talk about that. But we're doing a episode
nice, really
on Canada. Oh, by the way, did you see what I titled this? Oh, Canada, our wine so fine and grand. That kind of goes along. Is that sacrilegious to change the words of a national anthem?
Well, let's see. But God Save the Gracious Queen is also American, our American song.
America the Beautiful?
No, not that one. My Country 'Tis.
Oh, gotcha.
It's God Save the Gracious.
Oh, so they've changed the entire lyrics for that song.
Yeah, but that's from England. So.
Well, I don't care where it's from, as long as I don't get in trouble and put into jail next time we go to Canada, I'll be happy. Oh, Canada, our wine so fine and grand. Close. Shelley could recite the whole thing, but she claims she doesn't sing.
I don't.
Yeah.
So they have a wine club, and their winery was opened in May 2015. So this is probably one of their very first wines.
We visited.
2014.
We visited this wine.
We did.
This is the one that the rosé that was on the skins for 15 minutes, I believe. No?
It's not that.
Okay. But we did visit this
We
one.
did visit this one,
Okay.
and it was a very pretty area.
I mean, have we been to a winery that's not pretty? I mean,
It's not possible.
yeah, it's just gorgeous.
So you would pair this one with grilled meats, barbecue, roasted lamb with rosemary, they say, hearty stews, and if you're doing a charcuterie, you would do this with the blue cheese.
Oh, heck yeah. Do we have any blue cheese left? I think we ate it all.
Oh, darn.
I know. Oh, shucky darn.
Shucky.
Sorry. Did you?
We're going to make episode.
I know. Did you say the food pairings for the Chardonnay?
I did not.
We should talk about that real
So for the
quick too.
Chardonnay, typically white meat, so lemon roasted chicken, seafood risotto, butternut squash soup. We're going into the fall. We're probably going to be making some of that. And salmon cakes.
Do you know?
Or just salmon in general.
Yeah. Do you know that one of our sponsors, Coeur d'Alene Fresh, actually CDA Fresh, sorry, has a recipe of the week every Friday? You don't know that?
It's not the one you just said.
Do you know that one of our sponsors, CDA Gourmet, has a recipe of the week every Friday?
I just learned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. The recipe last Friday, I don't know what it is
Asparagus.
this Friday, but last Friday, asparagus wrapped in prosciutto. That looked good.
Yeah, that it did look good. All of theirs look good. And that's just an aside. But and we have some big news. You know what? We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to do some big news, what we've had to enjoy and what's coming up, and our wine word of the week. Hello and welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 177. Look at Shelley's looking at the color on this. We do have our ring light on today, so it's a little easier for us to see the color. This is pretty dark.
Dark, but definitely a little brownish.
Yep,
but
on
not
the edge.
that. It's definitely not over the edge.
You don't think it's over the hill?
No.
So that's really good. That will make them feel really good. Big news last week.
Yeah.
Ernest and Giulio Gallo is making some moves in the wine world. You all know them as the jug wine back in the 80s or maybe 70s.
So way back, farther back.
Yeah.
I think 1978 was their very first vintage varietal, I think.
What year?
Wrong. Like 78.
Oh wow, yeah.
But
it was known for their jug wine. Now, don't get me wrong, they make really good wines too. But that's kind of what people remember them as. Well, they bought Rombauer at the end of August. Rombauer is a huge brand.
And
then they just purchased Massican.
Massican, we've talked about Massican before.
Yes, part of the Cuvée Collective NFT
project.
Yeah.
They
So
make all white wines
From-
in Napa, not red wine.
yep, they're Italian
Italian
varietals,
varietals. So some of the varietals that you don't typically see also.
which, you know, we love that idea.
That's who's
Now, this whole purchase makes Shelley and I kind of go, are we happy about that?
I don't know.
Yeah, so,
Happy for the owner.
yeah, Dan Petrowski, I think, is just beside himself with getting this.
Yeah, that's so great.
So we'll see.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Dan.
Congratulations is right. Now, let's get on to the 7 Cellars wine word of the week. Cooperage.
Not the Cooper clan.
No, it's Cooper Clan. We really watch too much Monk. Cooperage.
Oh, that's very squeaky quiet.
Oh, we just got a parakeet. Sorry, probably going on the front end
Edit.
or embellish. Go ahead, Cooperage.
Cooperage, the barrels. It has to do with the barrel making. So barrels are casks that hold the wine. Could also mean the place where those barrels are made. I don't know if you... Lucy, no.
Wherever you are, stop it. The way you said that, the barrels are cast that hold the wine. Isn't there?
Then the house the jack.
That's right, something like that. Yes. So, Cooperage is a huge word in the wine world. Just saying, but yeah. And then some wines that we enjoyed this week. We had some good wines. Do you want to say?
Goosecross, State Lane Vineyard, Cabernet Sauvignon. So Goosecross was another NFT.
Yep, from Cuvée Collective, yep.
Rivaura, Viognier.
One of our favorites.
Yeah, one of our favorite wines. Daniel Baron, Francophone, Pinot Noir.
Also pretty good.
Block 9 Pinot Noir. Yeah, we have had a Pinot Noir. Scott Peterson.
She can't say that name for many reasons.
Scott Peterson. Roxrat. Elsom, Cellars, Mourvèdre.
Well, again, one of our very favorite. Only with one D instead of two, though.
Mourvèdre. Woodward Canyon Artist Series, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Almost.
I feel like I'm reading the Oscars.
Yeah, well, this one would win Best Picture of this group. That one, I give a 4.8 on Vivino. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was so good. I think that was one of my very favorite wines ever.
Yeah. So we're going to be getting some more. We're going to get Woodward Canyon back on at some point. But anyway, that Artist Series Cabernet Sauvignon was very good.
Browne Chardonnay and a Browne Malbec.
Yep, not in that order because I think we had the Chardonnay a little bit later, but I just thought I'd put them in together. Some things coming up in the future. We have International Grenache Day, which is a week from today, always the third Friday in September. Orange Wine Day is the 6th of October. We are going to get an orange wine. Pinotage. It's very interesting. Pinotage Day. By the way, Eternal Wine makes an orange wine. Rich and Jen had one. They loved it. So.
Oops. That was also Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. We
she
could,
didn't knock it over, so that's good.
We count on.
Hurry up because
sorry,
she's getting answered.
we count on Izzy doing that when she was here, but she's no longer with us. Pinotage Day, the 14th of October. Again, second October, Saturday in October. We think, well, we know we're going to have Kelly and Chris Sparkman with Sparkman Cellars on, but we're hoping, we think it's going to be next week. We haven't got wines yet, and so it's getting close. But I did reach out to them, and we'll see what happens. By the way, football season, Huskies won big last week, USC won big last week, and the Seahawks start this week. Okay, thank you to our sponsors. Bottle Joy, go down this weekend. You will probably see Shelley and I down there. We're going to be down there for hours upon hours.
Maybe not that.
Well, maybe not quite that long, but we will be there. And then, of course, Eternal Wine. If you're ever in Walla Walla, go by, say, Brad, heard about you on Wine Time Fridays. And, yeah, with a little bit of knowledge. And today we brought knowledge of Canadian wine.
Yeah.
With a little bit of knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Thank you for joining us. See you next week with, hopefully, the Sparkmans. Not in Brenda, but Kelly and Chris. Have a great weekend. Wow, that's loud.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @VintageTweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you. To health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.